Ever wished an AI could open your GitHub repo and ship a fix while you sip coffee? Meet the new OpenAI Codex Playground, an in browser agent that reads, edits, tests, and pushes your code straight to your repo. Introducing Codex, OpenAI's cloud based coding agent, powered by Codex 1, a fine tuned variant of O3 optimized for software engineering tasks. Think of it as a smart junior engineer. It knows coding conventions, shares its work logs, and iteratively runs tests until they pass. Codex can write new features, answer questions about your codebase, fix bugs, and propose pull requests for review, all in parallel cloud sandboxes preloaded within a repository. Each task runs in its own isolated container with no outbound internet access, ensuring your code and secrets stay private. Okay, now let me just give you a demo on how to use Codex to perform your own tasks. You just go and try Codex. The first step would be to create your own account, which I have already done over here. Next step is to create or connect an environment. Environment means the GitHub repo and branch that we want to connect with our Codex. So let me just go to create environment, select my GitHub organization, go to GitHub repo. So now today we want to work on this repo called MCP Gmail Calendar AI Agent. So you can see the repo has been connected, and let me just create the environment. Our environment has been successfully created. Now I want to use this environment. As you can see, my environment has been created, and we can also select the branch. So selecting the master branch means that this code is access to the master branch of this repo. We can select any of the present branch. This repo only has a master branch, hence we can only access that. Let me just click on it. Okay, so I have three tasks that I want to show you being performed on this repo. Let's start with the first one. So the first one says write PyTest unit tests for the core functions in gmail and calendar mocking external API calls and asserting expected outputs. So what does this mean? For the reference, this is our repo. So as you can see, it has two main files, gmail and calendar. This prompt is telling it to write some tests that checks the functionality and proper working of these files. Okay, as you can see, I have two options, ask and code. Ask means I just want to ask the agent what will be the changes it will be making in the code and not actually perform those changes directly into the code. And code means that it actually pushes those changes to the repo and hence completes the cycle. So let me just click on ask. As you can see, our task is being queued up right now. Yeah, see it shows working on your task. While it's doing that, we can queue up another task parallelly. Let me just go to second task. It says add global exception handlers in the fast API app to catch HTTP errors and validation failures, returning JSON response with status error and message fields. So basically, this prompt is telling the codex to perform error handling in our project and catch and help us catch and validate any failures and errors. So let me just queue up this task too. And the third task is related to containerizing our this fast API code and creating a Docker file for it. And let me just queue up this too. Okay, so now all three of the tasks have finished executing. Let me just go on one and see what output it gave to me. Let us go on a first task that we gave to the codex. Write PyTest unit tests for the core functions in gmail-service.py and calendar-service.py, mocking external API calls and asserting expected outputs. So what we are saying is we want the codex to write some unit tests into our files to test their validity. So what solution it has come up with? It has come up with two main solutions, like adding missing tests for Gmail and calendar service, and logic bug in set calendar event. So it wants us to solve these two. It has came up with these two solutions to our problem. Now we want to know how it even arrived to these solutions. For that, let me just go into its working logs and see what it has done. So the first thing any Codex agent does is finds for the agents.md file in your project. Agents.md file is a file that you put into your Git repo to give any necessary info you want to give to the Codex agent. It is the first file that this agent reads to gain knowledge and context about the repo. After that, step by step, you can see it goes through our files, digging into our code to solve our issue and come to a valid solution. You can see it has scanned gmail servers.py over here and subsequently goes through other files, processing them. In the end, it came up with two final solutions for our task. Now, what we can do is we can select one of these solutions and start another task itself to actually implement these solutions. Let me just start this task and view task. You can see it has started to go through our code once again. Let me just skip to the completion of this task. Okay, so now this task has completed its execution, and look what it gave us. The complete changes with the code, with our existing code. It has given us complete additions with the file in which these additions has to be made. So now we have got the changes, and how do we merge them or actually do them into our code? We don't have to copy and paste them. You just have to go and click on create pull request. Let me just view this pull request. You can see it has made a pull request into a Git repo. Now we just need to click on this merge pull request and confirm merge. Yeah, it is done. So let me just go to my repo, and when I come here, you can see Codex create test for Gmail and calendar. So it has made a separate repo with all existing code, and on top of that, the changes it made into this code. So you can see how easily, with 4 to 5 clicks, all the changes I wanted to make in my code are now pushed into my Git repo, repo on a separate branch. So this is as easy it gets. So that's Codex, a cloud-based junior engineer that writes features, fixes bugs, and runs your tests, and even opens pull requests, all in parallel while you steer the ship. Teams using AI Assistant report up to 55% boost in coding speed, letting you move faster on routine work and concentrate on complex problems. But make no mistake, Codex isn't here to replace developers. Think of it like a supercharged teammate. It needs your expertise to review, refine, and guide every change. With Codex handling the boilerplate, you can focus on architecture, creative solutions, and delivering real value. True human AI collaboration at its best. Ready to level up your dev workflow? Try Codex in the playground today. Link in description. Happy coding.